All right, I'm going to call the meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Uncover.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, consideration of any changes or additions to the agenda.
None.
Diane, Jeff?
None.
I have none, so agenda stands. Approve July 14th regular meeting minutes and July 21st emergency meeting minutes. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to approve both minutes as written for July 14 and July 21st.
Is there a second?
Aye.
I'll second them. Ayes? Aye.
Aye.
Threw me off guard on that one
Sorry.
a little bit. Oh. Okay, moving on to reports. Highway and transfer station updates. Clinton?
The Russellville culvert, Josh finally got a hold of the fish and wildlife biologists, and they're supposed to be coming up with what they want for baffles and that, so once we get that, then we can get a better idea on the cost and who we can get to do it.
Okay.
Yeah. We talked about the remaining paving from Old Turnpike the rest of the way to where they're
Hortonville?
to where they're gonna leave off on Hortonville. He figured about 1,525 ton, so that's roughly 135,000.
Does that include the intersection?
Yes, that would include everything
that's-
from 103 to Hortonville.
To the Four Corners. So that would make Hortonville totally
Complete,
complete.
Oh, that would be good.
but I don't know.
Are we paying to-
No, it was just a question that
Oh,
Tom
question.
had.
Got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mark
Yeah.
just asked the question, how much it would have been to do that.
So
whole
Tom
thing.
reached out and,
He figured it out.
We could do it, but.
yeah, we
Get
could.
into the-
I don't know what was the original 180,
Oh, it was 166,
166 total.
yeah. But he,
Was that milling too? Because he milled.
yeah, that was the
Mill
milling
and-
and,
Yeah,
Which I think is the right way because you don't have to worry about shoulder gravel.
Yeah,
so it's
'cause-
about a wash in the cost.
right, because I know
It
Hortonville
profiles it nice too.
is
Smooth.
going pretty quickly the rest of the way through.
Yeah,
It's-
there's that plus the other class ones.
Correct. So there's a lot of roads need
I think
some
we
help.
just budget,
Yeah.
go for a 20% increase or something, just so we can start.
We're gonna have to,
Yeah.
because, the paved roads are going, I think the ceiling
Which
of,
we kind of anticipated, because I had that capital plan
Right.
10 years ago, and we knew
And-
if we don't get grants every year,
Correct.
we either need to get grants or up the budget
Correct.
considerably.
correct. So that's something we're gonna have to look at of the new fiscal budget.
the culvert by John Whalen's over on Fieldville.
Yep.
That bank below that culvert is
Sliding.
gone. It's not sliding, it's gone. There's a pretty good crater there. I know we gotta replace that culvert, but I don't know if we wanna try to do a,
What kind of, what size is it right now?
it's a, well, the culvert's a 24.
Is it classified as a rivers?
No, it's not. It's just it's more of a drain runoff.
Go to a 36 or?
I was gonna go with a 30,
Yeah.
but we should do something with that bank on the outlet side of that culvert.
Is that where it's washed out because of that culvert?
Yeah,
There's actually a lot of water that runs down through that section
yeah.
in heavy rains and it dumps
It's
on
on
Healdville.
Healdville Road, just above the tracks.
just above the tracks. The meadow there,
Yeah.
there's the culvert and
Yeah.
there's pretty heavy runoff through there.
Is it,
Is-
how deep of a cut is it, the culvert? What's the cover?
It's not that.
Not that deep.
It's not that deep.
6
but
feet, less.
Yeah, it's less than
No,
that.
less than
I
How
mean,
far-
we can definitely put the culvert in, but I'm just thinking about a bigger machine to reach down over
Yeah.
to
Yeah, but that's a pretty big bank.
place some rocks.
That's a pretty big bank down there.
Yeah,
It's probably what, 50 feet to the river?
I don't.
If
know.
not more.
No, I don't think. I don't know.
Do you thinking
'Cause-
like just having an outside services type?
Yeah, I
Somebody
was
come in
thinking
with
like
an operator?
Keith come in
Yeah.
with his excavator just to
Set some
plant the
big rocks.
stones
Yeah.
down over, like he did on that other side of it,
Yeah,
on that bank.
Yeah.
That yeah,
this year.
because
This year.
yeah, because I think just putting a new culvert in there, I think, I don't know, because there's nothing underneath the end of that culvert now. It's 8 so far back because of the culvert's all rotted, that it's 8
Oh.
quite a ways back. So without building that bank up before we put that culvert in, I think.
So you're thinking working together with them or just give them the
No, I was thinking working together to save cost. I mean, at least to reach down over and put the big stone
Yeah.
there. I don't care to do it with our little one.
No, you're gonna have to have some pretty good fill in there, pretty good sized stone.
I mean, we're at the beginning of the year, so the outside services budget has
Yeah.
capacity to,
Yeah, it's good.
you're talking
should-
a couple days or something.
No, we'd
Has it-
probably be a day maybe if yeah.
Into the day.
Has it
next day.
eaten under the road?
It's not under the road yet, but it's right tight to the guardrail.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Get a quote.
I think he gets what, 140 for the excavator?
Yeah, just firm up the number.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just firm the number, let us know.
Yeah.
You know, we can have a special meeting to,
All right.
Question.
Patch, trench patch that,
Hi.
just, and then you'll have to patch it, the road.
Yeah, 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 because we gotta replace that culvert anyhow,
Yeah.
so. And then there's one up in Belmont that by
Yeah,
Ron
like-
Underman that
Need a roller or,
I think if I plan it, if I get it done right, it'll be the same time as Tom's doing this,
okay,
so I might be able to just borrow a
or
roller.
just get them to
Yeah.
give you a
Do
ton
it.
of patch
Yeah.
price.
Yeah,
alright.
so,
Could,
once we
could,
figure out
could,
what the width of it is.
could you and the boys check out the bridge on Shunpike again?
Yes, that's on the list, yeah.
I was gonna say, because I've been hearing comments that it's not very good.
No, it slid.
Yeah,
But, yeah, no, it's on our list.
okay.
So, other than that, we've just been grading and getting other stuff done.
Transfer station,
Transfer station, I have not really had much this month because I've been on vacation most of it, so. But,
okay.
Would,
Anything else?
road salt or anything?
I reached
Too early.
out and they're said by the end of this month that they'll have pricing.
You still got some in the shed from,
Yeah, I still got, yeah, some, but not much. Yeah, I know Cargill sent out $105.50, I think it was, $105.50.
delivered?
Yeah, per ton. Winter sand, they're supposed to start next week with the winter sand, so. Eastern State Salt Company, they reached out to, wanted to know if we wanted a price, so I'm like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, didn't give you a price, yeah.
No, because they're trying to figure out how many people in this area that they might be able to get to.
Okay.
But yeah, I told them, send me a price. So
Yep.
they said by the end of the month. So.
Okay. Nope, good. Anything else on the highway or transfer, Clinton?
Nope.
Okay, thank you. Okay, moving on, there is a petition about the swap shop. I get it. There's what? 24 non-registered voters on the petition, but there's still enough signatures for the swap shop. I don't have a problem with it. My concern is the stuff that gets put in there.
Just the junk in somebody else's shed that got brought there?
Correct. Correct. And then the town ends up eating the cost of throwing it away. And they have no open containers no more, because those have gone away with. And just to clarify that, those open containers cost the town on an average of $80,000 a year above and beyond sticker sales. So it was a loss to the town. And
You're saying that little shed?
I'm not saying the shed, I'm saying the open
Yeah, the
containers.
open containers, yeah.
Yes, but anything that gets thrown out in that shed would go into the open containers. And I know Ken has thrown some stuff out. And,
Well, yes, and
You mean when
I
I do a
have
cleanup?
bags
Mhm.
filled and put stickers on my own stickers on it.
No.
You know, to try to keep it,
yeah, not arguing that, not arguing that. It's just, we'll have to be more frugal on what gets put in there.
that's all right.
And the expectation is the dump attendants that are working there are going to have to maintain and be more frugal about watching what goes in there.
Well, they don't
Because-
have the other things to watch after anymore.
Correct, but
And you don't have the,
but
you don't have the tires.
the
either,
the
right?
other side of it is that it's the people's responsibility to make sure they're doing the right thing.
That's right.
And they did not do that with the open containers or the wood area. So with that being said, that's primarily the loss of those open containers because they were not maintained. And we've had, Clinton, correct me if I'm wrong, 3 or 4 violations that the state hammered us on and threatened $10,000+ in fines. So it ranges from propane tanks to mattresses that cost the town $200 per mattress when they're thrown in. And just before the open containers were to be taken away, 2 mattresses mysteriously appeared in the open containers. So that cost the town $400. Just to clarify it. Again, and trust me, I feel bad about it, but it was costing the town $80,000 on an average every year as a loss for having them open containers. So between the threats of the fines from the state and the $80,000 probably can be used in better positions within the town, like maybe taking care of the roads, paving them a little more. It's an extra $80,000 that isn't coming out of the budget. So that was the decision the board made a couple of months ago, to remove the open containers. Then last month we thought because of the open containers, we'll get rid of the swap shop, but we have petitions enough to keep it. So, but I'm going to reach out again and plead with the folks from town that make sure the right things go in there, not junk that you just want to throw away, so you bring it to the swap shop. So, because it costs the town
It's
money.
and it's really hard to like what somebody thinks is a value
Right.
may not be a value, and I think that's the struggle. Is now that's a burden of the town.
Mm-hmm.
Like it should be not a burden of the town
Correct.
to deal with people's.
And
Like we shouldn't be. We're not a goodwill, you know what I mean? Like, it's extra effort, and we're in the current,
Correct.
I'm wondering, the town front,
there
took the
are
corner
agencies out
off
there.
that building, or smashed it, why wasn't it repaired now?
What building?
What building?
This walk,
What happened?
Bob hit it.
The swamp
Oh, I
shop?
didn't know about it.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, there's a piece of,
It needs
um,
just a half a piece of, P111.
Okay.
and that's been ever since last, February or March, that happened. You certainly had a long time to have
So-
repaired it.
Well, I'm not bashful on my opinion of the swap shop. I didn't want it from the
I
beginning.
know you didn't. I know you
So I'm not bashful on saying it. We'll fix the building, we'll keep the swap shop, but I'm going to say,
I have a problem, like, us, like, are we in the business of,
no,
like,
we're not. That's why I don't want
like,
it.
you can
but-
bring it to Goodwill, you can bring it to Black
Mhm.
River, like, do we need an outlet in town? Because I go in that thing and
Nope.
it's full of just stuff that isn't,
The one they have in Ludlow is a 2-car garage, and they certainly, and Herbie Van Gelder's name is on it. I wanted to put, what's her name, name on the one, because she was the one that I approached her, and she's the one that got it.
Mhm.
You were against it, but
Yep.
that's your opinion.
Nope. Everybody has them. I'm still against it. You were next.
Can I suggest a couple of things? One,
Absolutely.
I had no idea about the 80,000, because it's
Yeah.
very easy to, people get upset with you guys
Mhm.
and these things. I think that needs to be communicated in the chit chat. I don't recall seeing that.
I know we've mentioned it.
But I think that's
it's
like,
it's a line item in the budget, it was the C&D line item.
yeah, but I mean like a little blurb
We,
separate.
we can make sure something goes into the chit chat that people understand. Yes, those
Because I
open.
think then it helps if it's our job to police each other, to say.
It is,
That's,
and-
don't put that in there, it's not, okay, you gotta put it
And
in the trash.
unfortunately, just before again, mysteriously,
Yeah.
propane tanks appeared in the metal, and it's a tough pill to swallow when the state comes and threatens.
$80,000 is not.
Well, not only that, the state threatened a $10,000 fine, and is it worth 90,000, 100,000? Yes, Dennis.
So, the stuff could be advertised. I understand that there's feelings one way or the other, and I'm not really opposed to it. But if you want to get rid of stuff, as you know, we offer the chit chat and the newsflash.
Yes.
And just put it out there on the newsflash or in the chit chat. We're not going to charge you to advertise something. If it's usable and you don't want it, I'd rather things weren't thrown away if somebody else can use it.
And I agree. And, again, there's enough signatures on the petition. We'll keep the swap shop. But remember, the town is not in business to do this. When the town has to throw this away and get rid of it, each one of you taxpayers are paying for this to get thrown away.
Yeah.
Not me, all of us. Everybody in town pays for the cost of disposal for this. Yes.
First, I want to say, these guys do a good job. Trying to keep stuff out. He keeps it clean. He keeps it neat. He throws stuff away. He tells people it can't go in there.
I don't pay him to keep it clean.
Organized. Okay. He keeps it very organized. I myself have got some very valuable stuff out of there.
Mhm.
And it's part of recycling, like we all know. If it's costing us, Mark, the town, 80,000.
That's for the
I'm
roll-offs.
just gonna throw this out.
And that's the roll-offs.
Not the shit
Why
box.
can't we take and hire somebody to either be at the gate or at that one dumpster, checking stuff that's going in there? I've talked to other area landfills, and that's what they do because they've had the same problem.
We have 2 full-time attendants and a part-time attendant there.
Okay, so why, we're only open 2 days a week, it's not like
Mhm.
other towns that are open 5 days.
Yep.
To me, I don't know about the rest of you, it would be worth taking, instead of giving the state of Vermont $80,000, I don't,
Goes to Casella's or Hubbard's.
or Hubbard's,
So,
okay? Why can't we pay somebody, a retired, well, I'll do it free. Tell me what can go in there and what can't go in there. I know.
So-
I mean, is this an option, Mark, that we could, instead of
At-
throwing the state or Hubbard's 80,000?
at the cost right now of the town losing roughly 80,000 a year, I don't foresee the open tops coming back.
Sorry, how long
Um,
was that a line item? 80, so it's been,
There-
It's a C and D.
It's a
in the
C&D.
report
yeah,
every
but for
year.
how many years has that been the case?
Oh, for years. Probably longer than I've been on the board.
Definitely that.
Right.
Definitely that.
So so it was the fines that precipitated the change to remove the open containers because you used to have
It's,
the metal
it's,
pile?
it's
and
the
other stuff,
threats
right?
of the fines and it's the continuous, let me say, misuse from whoever within the town trying to sneak what they wanted to throw away in there.
I think understood, but if that had been clean, let's say, and you didn't have those complaints, we would still have this $80,000 line item.
But the transfer station's been operating at a loss.
For
Right?
years.
You think that you should operate the transfer station, it shouldn't be a burden of the town as a whole.
Understood, I'm just.
From the
like,
moment that I stepped
this-
on the board, and it's.
Correct.
Was the thing I
Correct.
pointed out, and I was told by the treasurer at the time, it's just how it's been.
Yep.
But
Okay.
I don't know why it has to be that way, why it shouldn't be a burden as the taxpayers as a whole to operate at a loss, and this was an effort to operate it to get
Could
close.
you state your name?
Sure, Jamie, last name is Kroll, I'm at 950 Healdville.
Jim?
I submitted a letter.
Yep, I saw it.
Okay, I didn't know if it was right or not. I don't need to restate everything because you've seen the letter.
Mhm.
But the 2 points is, there's one issue, of course, is the swap shop. But I think a bigger issue is what I disagree with most sincerely is I think the process of making decisions about this, what are we gonna do with this problem, are not acceptable. I think for the board to sit here and make decisions without consulting with anybody else. We're not the only town in the state with a transfer station. They've all had similar problems. Some have solved those problems. We ought to be checking with what do they do, would that work here or not? We've got people who work there every day it's open. They see what's going on. They have some ideas. They've never been asked, for what do you think would work here? How could we fix this problem? I think we missed the boat in making, excuse me.
Whoa,
in
whoa, whoa,
making a
whoa.
decision.
Time out, Jim.
Well, I'd like to just finish the
Time
sentence.
out. Time out for a second. I hear your point. I totally understand your point.
There has been efforts to try to figure out ways to correct this over the past couple of years and discussions that never have gotten anywhere, and we finally took action.
Correct. Correct. We have
And
gone,
the alternatives involved sticker prices that would go up to $6.
and I'm okay with that. If that's what the town wants and that's what you want to
Is that-
pay to compensate the 80,000, to make sure the town is not financially losing 80,000 a year, we can add that into the sticker
No,
cost.
I'm not saying we should have the 80,000 in the open containers. I'm not saying that should be
In,
there.
in,
I'm saying the decision to get rid of them and get rid of the swap shop.
We're keeping no
surprises
swap
a lot of
shop.
people. It's like, I don't think that's the way to make a
But
decision.
the swap shop is.
is very minor compared to the open top.
ancillary
It's very
throw-off
minor
to
to the,
open containers.
Correct.
Somebody says, hey, I'm throwing this in the dumpster.
correct. And
Canada, somebody says, hey,
we've addressed it,
Shop, that's
we've
fine.
addressed it with the attendants. Why is this happening? And it's not just that. We got nailed from the state for used oil being stuck out behind the shed in 5-gallon pails.
Who addressed it with me?
So we've talked to the transfer station, we've talked to Clinton.
Talked to me in
So-
at least 6 months or longer, so.
Well, I talk to you every time I'm at the transfer station, Ken.
But you don't ask me how it's going or like what's going on.
I tend to think I do ask you how things are going at the transfer station.
I've been down there in the past 6 months.
You have, yes. Yeah.
So, the thing of it is we're at the point, even with the used oil that goes there, we're going to get dinged from the state. You tell me that there wasn't 5-gallon pails out behind the shed, Ken. Was there?
A 5-gallon pail of oil.
Used oil.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was in front of the shed.
We've had
Yeah.
numerous air conditioners, numerous propane tanks. I've got pictures of them on my phone.
So
At that.
I can speak to any of that if anyone wants to ask me any questions. I mean, so the propane tanks did come in on July 4th, and they actually went back to the person because I saw them in his truck, and I talked to him, and then he dropped them and left, and I was with another person at the other container. He came back the following week. Kevin was like, "You're taking that?" He took it. He took it back. The other little
And-
one, I don't know, like why it's there.
And even the air conditioners coming in, that gets us in trouble.
Why is Mount Holly the only town I'm hearing from people around that the state is bothering the transfer station?
No, we're not the only ones.
Well, they're saying, I know.
We're not the only
They're
saying
saying that they're not bothering them that much. That they don't have any problem because they filter everything comes.
When they find a violation, we've got written up, and we can pull them out. We've got written up from the state, I would say 3 times in the last
2 years, 3 years.
couple years where we've been dinged, and there's going to be a point in time that we will
So-
finally be penalized, or they'll shut the dump down. They got all the options.
As a taxpayer in Mount Holly, I'm assuming you guys on there, what does this town offer us for our tax money but transfer station? This place on the hill, apparently, they say it's not fit for the kids to be in it.
The town, for your tax dollars, what little bit we get for the municipal side of it is the maintenance of the roads, the plowing of the roads, the salt, the sand, the repair of the roads. That's what you're getting. All the other funds and money goes to the state for the educational system. The town, out of everybody's taxes that are being paid in, it's a very minimal piece of the pie. So that's what you're getting.
Well, then we're gonna have to take a step, folks, get rid of this building and move in.
So, yes, Ron.
Ron Unchman, what I'm hearing is that there are at least 3 different issues being mixed together. Let's forget the shed, the swap shed, because I can argue, yes, go to Ludlow, all right? But then the point is coming up that we're getting fined is an issue, and we're spending $80,000 a year. And those are 2 different issues.
We have been threatened with $10,000 fines multiple times. The $80,000 a year is losses. What the town is paying to remove the waste.
Right. And so to separate the 2 issues though, if we could stop all the violations, put a fence around those 2 containers, have a person, I don't know where the money, but like theoretically, a person checking everybody going in there, would we still be willing to spend $80,000? As Jeff said, this is a cost to the town, to the
It is.
taxpayers, but so are the roads, right?
It is.
And we're willing to pay money for the salt and the roads and all. Are the taxpayers willing to spend $80,000 to have as a transfer station? I don't know the answer.
I think the other thing to put it in perspective, our municipal budget is $1.2 million, and we're talking about close to 10% of our
That's a
budget is.
significant point.
It is.
Yeah, like it's just
It
like
is.
if you're going through the thing and you're trying to keep taxes down, that's the easiest thing to fix right off the bat. Roads, we can't, like, we need to spend more on the roads, like we can't spend less.
Mhm.
And
So,
I'm not
like,
disagreeing, and I think that was the point here, is that I never heard the 80,000 figure. So this issue really isn't about the swap shed.
No.
It isn't really about the fine. It is about the fines. But let's
Potentially.
set that aside. We have a primary issue here. Are we willing to spend that percentage of our budget on the transfer station? Or figure out a way to get stickers into everything that goes into those 2? That would pay for it, right? If we could
That
get
would
people-
be optional if everybody bought stickers.
That's right. So that's really, what I'm hearing is the 80,000 is the major issue here.
It's a big loss. Yes, Steve?
I'd like to get some clarification. The line item you're talking about, well, two things. The 80,000, is that the 2 open containers and the 2 others that are being moved?
It's the open
It's
containers.
the collective revenue versus the expenses of the transfer station.
What revenue?
Sticker
Because
revenue.
Sticker
Sticker.
revenue.
When
Sticker.
you budget, the stickers are in one spot on the budget.
You gotta add some.
The cost of the 2 open containers are in another spot.
You gotta add the numbers.
So you, well, in theory you do, but you have, the way your system's set up, and honestly, there's no way you would normally be able to tell how much you made on that. So it would be, the only right way to do it is say the total cost of the, I'm gonna say transfer
there's
station
no direct way.
versus the cost
Right.
of the sticker, of the income of the stickers, and then what is the cost? Because right now, the 80,000, there's
There-
no way you could
if-
apply
if you look
any
at the-
income that would go against it.
If you look at the sales of the stickers versus the overall cost, it's 80,000.
So that's
round
for the whole,
numbers.
no, is it?
So the.
That's what I was just asking, is that for
for
the
the-
whole?
There's no way to
transfer
point to say
station?
it's the open top, if that's what you're saying, versus municipal solid waste compactor versus open.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm asking, is it the 80,000 is just the 2 open containers, or is it including the
The
compact?
80,000 is just the loss collectively as a whole, not pinpointed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Percentage
so, no,
wise,
I'm just clarified, so, because
So far
what the
now.
implication was, is we're losing 80,000 because of the open containers. And it's really, we're losing 80,000 on the operation of the transfer station.
Correct.
So
So then you go to the next step and you dig into that and you try to
20,
determine why.
right now, 26, 27. We've pulled in
Well, no, we're
projecting 42,000 in sticker sales.
Mm-hmm.
And a little over $100,000 overall right now.
Right,
Right now.
right.
Providing we go to budget.
Right, that's fine, I'm just trying to clarify, because the implication
And then-
was,
so-
was the 2 dumpsters were costing
Right.
us 80,000.
Yeah, but you gotta
When
look
we're
at,
really losing 80,000 on the overall operation of the transfer station.
do you have your town report?
I don't-
Yeah, but
I
you
don't-
can look, you can collectively look at the C&D cost, your disposal cost, and your municipal solid waste, and you can see, you got 80, you can see there's a lot. Speak to the numbers, and now we're getting into the weeds.
I don't have the budget with me, so that's why I was.
I don't have the book with me either.
This is the budget.
Yes, that's what you had,
But
yeah.
I'm
I
sort of
think
I'm an
the
anal
question
accountant.
is, what's the delta between having the open containers and having the compactors there? You still have the municipal waste and.
You still have
and everything.
municipal waste.
So
So,
that's gonna, do we have any idea what that number is?
he's gonna pull it up.
Okay,
He's looking at the book.
got it.
I got a question.
Yes.
How much money is being saved by taking that 1% off of the one, down to 3% instead of the 4% that we were getting if we paid our taxes in August? There's 1% less. How much money throughout the whole town have you gained from that?
We're not gaining or losing. It's just the.
Minimizing an expense.
That's correct. It's minimizing an expense.
Or decreasing expense.
But how
Right.
come nobody got to know about it till you got your tax bill?
No, that was considered when they did the budget.
Yeah, that was.
That was discussed at that time.
You weren't here at the time, so.
I didn't know it until I seen it. All my life has been 4% off. Then all of a sudden,
The thing of it's not 4% off, if it's decreasing your bill, it's still an expense to the town. The town is raising whatever these people decide is the budget. If we give somebody a discount, then that means everybody's rate is going up. So everybody in town is paying for your discount because through a higher tax rate.
Right, and it's, we maintain the tax rate flat for this coming year and just took 1% off the 4%. to do that.
Big thing for
So,
me, or
yes, Lori.
would it be possible to do windshield stickers like Ludlow does? You don't have a sticker, you don't dump, you don't get in?
They shouldn't be throwing anything in the dump without stickers. Period.
No, but I'm just saying it's more
It
visible,
happens.
Mark, on the windshield.
I don't know.
I think you're talking about procedural changes, and I brought up several ideas. And that's really what could have saved these containers is changing procedures. And what I've gotten from town employees and this board is more, make people comply, make sure they get stickers, and that doesn't change procedures. And I've also at a meeting last July, we talked about a traffic pattern and signage, and you know, I got people coming in all different ways, and that's where those propane tanks come in, and that's when the guy threw the bags that you found. He came around and he's unloading, and I'm over here, and I you know, he's throwing in bags, and it's just, transfer stations are usually run like a business, not just like a free-for-all kind of thing, so it's very hard for Kevin and I to uphold these guidelines. So procedural changes is what would solve this, which, you know, I came up with an idea a few minutes ago. One day a month, one of us is at the gate. It's gate check day. Get these people in check. You talk about the few people in town that are abusing the system. There's always people abusing systems in our society. So everyone has to suffer and the containers go away because there's a couple of people that aren't following the rules. I mean, I guess there's some logic in that, but there's also logic for changing procedures. You know, our transfer station is, well, let me say, this town is a very special town. And what I see at the transfer station is a community asset. You know, you have the Oddfellows, and you've got the community association, the library, and you've got the transfer station. People go there and they have, you know, they talk to their neighbors, they meet people. Kevin introduced them to people. I do the same thing. So for me, it's kind of like taking away the containers and the swap shed. I know we're saving, thank you. But it just kind of makes the transfer station less relevant. So I hope it stays open. I know there's been talk about shutting it down, so I hope that we can all work together, meaning the board and the employees and the town highway people, and just kind of do things that are going to work to raise revenue, to increase revenue. That hasn't been discussed.
The talk about shutting it down is
Yeah.
not shutting it down, is the town not having ownership and contracting it out to
Okay. Yeah,
a
like
different
that's
company
like
that's going to take ownership with,
Yeah.
And run it like a business.
yes,
And
So-
probably have less hours based on the flow.
yes. State your name.
I'm concerned, like, are they monitoring what's going into the, compactor right now? I've seen people come with bags, and I give it to Ken, this could become a workers' comp if he starts getting hernias and stuff and lifting these bags. How do we know they're not putting steel and stuff in the back, we can't clean in these black bags? We should be checking them, maybe send somebody at the gate with so many cars in at a time. Or maybe we could don't take it right at the thing. We've tried it before, I understood the, flows of it, but it's an option.
Yeah,
What about a punch card?
we've seen an increase going into the household trash already because of
I guess that's
containers.
the best way to put it.
And people are throwing like shelves and stuff in there. I'm like, no, it's gotta be in a bag. So the expense on that container is likely gonna go up because people are just putting stuff, you know, like in there, and like Kevin's like, no. So it's really hard to police people when they're already unloading. That's why the person at the gate, the traffic pattern makes sense or something.
Is the cost of the open containers calculated by weight?
Yes. Weight and then like a per
It's
pull.
Right, and so
Yes.
would there be any option perhaps to offset entirely perhaps the cost by installing a scale? You put in 100 pounds of, you know, it's like, here's your bill. This is what, and then you don't have to.
it would have to equal out to the same thing that I pay taking it to Hubbard's when I take a dump truck load. I pay $180 a ton. That's exactly what I pay.
Okay,
So,
well, I mean, somebody brings a set of old deck stairs that weighs 50 pounds, you know, it's like
I hear you.
$10. Okay, I'll
So-
pay $10, but
Ron?
What about the metal? Is the metal worth anything, or does that cost us as
It-
well? That's not a break even.
It was flat.
Yeah, it's
It didn't cost us, it didn't gain us. It
but
was
it
there.
causing stuff to be dropped off.
Well, it was causing stuff to get thrown in there that should not be thrown in there.
Okay,
You
so
know,
that's
and-
back to
And that,
violation.
and that comes into violations from the state with propane tanks, air conditioners, anything that has Freon and stuff in there.
so
So,
it's almost like you're narrowing it down to the one open container.
oh no, mattresses in the other one.
Understood, but the metal, you said that's
Find an old budget.
basically a wash?
That's a wash. So it's coming out to whatever tonnage. Take in mind, the town crew would go up with a loader, compact the open top container down so you could throw more on it, which was increasing the tonnage.
Okay.
So,
About- Probably not, it's not that old.
yes.
I know I'm new to the whole conversation with this, but one of my things is just hearing solutions thrown out. Has there been a subcommittee to really address this and then come back to you all to propose specific
No.
procedure or policy?
No, I don't know.
No.
Huh?
We're just, oh, okay.
No, there wasn't. I think the straw that kind of tipped this panel, this board over, was the last state inspection coming back with, I don't remember how many violations. It was an oil
This is like
violation, it
December
was air conditioner
budget.
violations, there was,
Garbage around the fence that should be taken care
Yep.
of by the attendant.
there was a huge,
So I need to speak to that, how come nobody went over that report
a
with
huge
me? How come-
laundry list.
How come no one went over that report with me? Please.
Yes, Faith?
After the report came out, I came to the transfer station.
Yeah, after
I
you taking
spoke-
pictures.
I spoke, well, at
Yes.
the time, I said, these have been the violations.
You did not say
The
that. I
oil,
came up to you and I
the
said,
litter,
please tell me what's going
and I
on
took
so I know.
pictures.
So,
This seems really conflictual, but I.
it is.
I mean, I have a vested interest in
Mm-hmm.
the transfer station, and I am happy to serve on a subcommittee
Yep.
with another group of people to talk about, to see, because I also agree $80,000 is unreasonable.
It's a lot of money.
It's not acceptable.
It's a lot of money.
And before that number gets
60?
repeated, it was 60.
60.
It's 60.
Okay.
So,
That's-
and the open
So
top,
60
the open top is not 80
Yeah,
grand in
yeah.
cost. It's more in the probably 15,000, 16 grand range
Okay.
annually,
But still,
based
two
on
or
last
one?
year. Based on last.
For the two or one?
Well, when you say two, the scrap and the
The metal and the
yeah,
general
Yes.
waste?
assume the metal is a zero.
It's a zero.
Because
It's a wash.
it's hauling offsets
Right,
it.
so that's
So-
super helpful, because it narrows down that what we're talking about is 15,000 for this, that's also the source of most of
That-
your violations, right?
That's a guess of relevancy to 15. Yes, Carol?
Some of them.
My question is, we keep discussing this,
Mm-hmm.
which has been quite a while. My whole thing is, okay, you've got 2 transfer people there working. You've got,
For 25 grand a year.
okay, well, but you've got propane tanks that are going in there. Okay? If no one sees those propane tanks, there is still a little bit of gas in those propane tanks. And a town crew goes up there to squash them down, and there's a big boom, and they get hurt. Who's responsible for that? The town?
The town.
So there could be a huge lawsuit on that. Here, you've got 2 transfer stations, and I like both of them, but they're not doing their job.
I need tools to do my job. I
Well,
need signage.
Why do you need tools?
I need
to
signage. I need a traffic pattern.
Okay.
I need it run like a business.
Okay. I'm
You gotta close it up.
gonna reel this in. We've had plenty of discussion around the transfer station. Swap shop stays. As of right now, the open top containers, they're not coming back. At this point in time, who knows, maybe later on. But at this point in time, the open tops will not come back. And we encourage anybody to take their materials to Hubbard, Casella's, no different than I'm doing or Jeff would do or anybody else. So for right now, the subject is closed and we're going to move on to the next one because we've given most of this meeting right now to the transfer station. So moving on to town treasurer's update. Mark?
I never thought sending out tax bills would be the uncontentious part of the meeting. So the tax bills went out, and the money's coming in, and everything's good. We're learning, I know the report this month doesn't have the budget in, we still don't have the budget in, I think, that's something after my summer season. We'll work on. Revenues are coming in. I think we probably have a little bit over $500,000 so far in the first week since the bills went out. Everything is going smoothly. I was told today that some people thought that maybe state payments are in fact on bills, and if anybody thinks they're not, I would like to see a letter from the state and that bill too. As far as I know, everything was uploaded through them. Right? Yep. That's all I got.
Any questions?
Nope.
Tax
For
revenues
Merritt?
obviously are not in here yet.
Right.
That came after the first of the month, yeah.
Yep. Jeff, any questions for Mark?
Not for this meeting, though.
Okay. Mark, thank you.
There is one, we did get a workers' comp audit, or speaking of workers' comp, and we're getting a refund of almost 10% of our workers' comp. I completed that in July, we're getting about $378 back.
Oh, awesome.
What was that?
Workers' comp audit.
Workers' comp what?
Audit.
Okay.
Happens every year.
Can I address that?
The workers' comp audit?
Yeah. I'd like to know, why we're even paying it though, if we're worried, Kenny, I'd like to thank Kenny for the work she does. He goes down here, they're lifting bags, like I said, they're heavy. These weren't happening before. They went into the other bag.
You wanted to address
So
him
no,
on.
if he gets hurt, and lifting something heavy to throw it into the thing, because we don't know what's in it because we're in fact tax, this is gonna become an issue. I know you're tired of talking about it, bro. That's it. As an iron worker, I take steel out of it, I use it. I can find something to do and I help people and tell them what they need. But I'm like, this is just wrong. I'm done. Goodbye. I think I said no. Thank you. Thank you, Kenny.
Okay, Lister's report. Mary?
She's not here.
She's not here, so moving right on. Moving on, Planning Commission update. Jim?
As of last month, our first chair resigned, and so I've now been moved into the lead on this, and we're working on a subdivision over on 103, and other than that, everything is going well.
Yes, and again, I wanted to bring that up. John McCann resigned from the Planning Commission. The letter he sent in was effective immediately. There's looking for anybody that's interested to be on the Planning Commission to submit a letter to the Selectboard office moving forward. And again, sorry to see you leave, John. I know you did some good things. And I know the board thanks you for your service. Jeff, Diane, any
No,
other?
it was
No.
got a lot of things accomplished in
Yep.
the 6 years, I think, that he was serving.
Yep.
And appreciate all the efforts. He put a lot of effort into
Yep.
different items.
Long hours.
Long hours,
Yep.
started with digitization back in COVID
Yeah.
and ended with the loss planning grant.
Yep. So, continue, Jim.
That's about all there is, so, you know.
Okay.
Hopefully things are gonna go well, and we're gonna have a couple more openings coming up in November,
Mm-hmm.
so.
And I think whoever is interested in taking John's place in the planning commission will serve the remainder of his term, which is
November.
of 28. So his term is November of 28. So if anybody's interested in completing his portion of it, please send letters in. Any questions for Jim? Thank you. Okay, moving on to new business, Conservation Commission vacancy. There's one open spot for the Conservation Commission vacancy.
For 3-year term starting.
It is a 3-year term, starting in September. So if anybody is interested into the Conservation Commission vacancy, please submit a letter as well to the Select Board.
And that includes the persons whose term is up.
That is correct.
Which is Phil Leonard.
That's for Phil. Okay, moving on. Planning Commission vacancy. That's the one I just talked about. Yes, Caitlin.
I was just gonna say, I submitted a letter, I think you guys should have gotten it.
Yes.
Happy to fill out the rest of John's term. I could start by their next meeting if you'd like, but if you'd like to wait for other applicants and let a cycle go through, that's fine as well. But I'd be happy to step into that role if.
Let it go through the cycle,
I think we would happily probably
I
appoint,
would.
but we're probably just.
Yeah, we have to let it go through that
Yep.
one cycle.
Yes, so next month would be our
Great.
decision making.
Yes. So we have to announce the openings and go through that one cycle.
Yeah.
Thank
But
you.
Thank you very much for sending us a letter.
I have it right here too.
I have it too. Okay, so anybody interested in the planning commission vacancy, please submit a letter. Okay, moving on to Crowley Cheese liquor license application. Carol, did they change the forms?
Yes,
Wow,
the state's changed a lot of things.
yes.
They're applying for, second class license to be able to sell
Wines?
wines
Yep.
or beer, that sort of second classes.
Yep. Okay,
I didn't expect to be so active in this, my first meeting, but I spoke with Galen just before this evening's meeting. He was not aware that this was on the agenda, so he was unable to adjust his schedule, but he said that he wanted me to pass along just the idea that it's a way of expanding a little bit their offerings. It's just to be sort of like a wine and cheese sampler, like pairings, that sort of thing. It's not meant, they don't have the resources or the space for like lots of storage. It's not meant to be competitive necessarily like with the Belmont store or anyplace else, just obviously having the ability to offer it to some of the customers who have requested. So if he, and he said if there were any questions or further discussion was needed, you know, he'd be happy to come and address the committee.
I don't have an issue. Jeff, Diane?
No, that's what I thought it was for.
Yeah. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we accept the application for liquor license for the Crowley Cheese Factory.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. So.
Yes, I know.
Okay, moving on to old business. Dream host migration.
Diana asked me to put this on the agenda just to say that we now, the town manages the hosting service for the website after a bit of difficulty, but now it's all handed over, and the next thing is to ensure that the .gov account is maintained with a view to switching to a .gov system in the near future.
No, perfect. Any questions?
Nope.
Yes, Steve.
I'm just curious because I know the museum's looking to upgrade their website. Would that qualify for like the, besides the government stuff, planning commission and conservation, the guild or the Odd Fellows or anybody, the community association, could they piggyback on it legally, or is that something that they got to do their own?
Well, there is a possibility of hosting a number of websites, but of course there's a cost associated. So if you're willing to pay,
well, each one would have to pay for it.
Correct.
But I can't remember exactly how many websites we can
Host.
But I can check and bring that back.
Because I know on the old website you have links to, a lot of the community association, museum, you had.
So what are you willing to pay? Is the
As
question.
little as possible.
The bill is gonna be
Yes.
as much as possible.
And I'll argue with you.
Go ahead.
If I might, we use DreamHost at Okemo Valley TV as well for our hosting, and if you have the most basic DreamHost plan, which I imagine you probably do, I believe you can host an infinite number of websites, but you can only store up to 30 gigabytes of combined data on your plan. So maybe if it's hard to use that much if you're a small municipal
Right.
website, so maybe you probably could parse it out.
Yeah.
But also just one point is that in this process of trying to shift everything to .gov, we would then not need the DreamHost hosting. So I expect that this is a relatively short term, maybe up to 2 years to make sure.
It was just a thought, because
Yep.
I know the museum's looking into transferring everything over. Not to you, but to a new site.
Okay, Steve. Any other? Okay, moving on. Cider Days road closure.
All right, thanks. Jennifer Burrows, I understand I didn't follow procedure before, so that's who I am. I just wanted to follow up with what I have given you guys as kind of an overview of what the road closure looks like. We're asking for, I think there are two issues that we want to talk about. Is one, a road closure, and that typically has been with Maple Hill. And it's not technically closed because emergency vehicles can get through. And then the second issue was designating parking to one side because last year it seemed to be kind of messy, and so we were looking for what is the best way to go about that. We did reach out to the fire department to say, hey, do you have equipment or supplies or whatever, and they said we needed to come to you to get approval for that. And if I recall, it was the east side of the road that we were gonna park on, and so we just need some guidance in terms of what your expectation is. I am aware that last meeting we had talked about looking at the same kind of thing for Maple Road to do right in front of, from Belmont to Lake Street, and that seemed to be somewhat problematic. We're just trying to think of public safety and managing pedestrian traffic as best as we can, so. How do you want us to move forward with this?
I don't know what the fire department would have for traffic control and parking type signage.
Does the town have any, I don't know if Mr. Woolley's still here, but.
I think they may have some cones and stuff.
Okay.
I don't know what you have for cones.
I got probably 50 cones.
So, we could probably, use some of those cones and maybe put a wooden post in and say no parking on that one side.
So my question again is, how much do you have? And then how much is the expectation that if that's not available, that we would purchase that to put that up?
I think the town, I don't think the town would have a problem with loaning out cones as long as Bobby gets them back for his traffic duties. I don't know if we have any no parking signs.
No, but.
No, but
You can make.
I think,
got plenty of stakes, so just.
Perfect,
If you
okay.
did just no parking.
and I was gonna volunteer, I have some stakes too,
Yeah.
that you can stick down in the cone and just make some paper signs that say no parking and staple them to the
Laminate them if you
stick.
need to.
Can do that. Is the
So-
expectation that it is on all 3 feeder roads or just Belmont?
I think we have to worry about Church Street for egress of the fire truck. So I would say probably no parking, at least on one of that side, and not along the front of the fire station. Clinton, you're gonna know more.
Oh,
And-
you'd be surprised how many people park there.
And, you know, Belmont Road up that one side that you don't want parking.
So we don't need to worry about Tarboville, but we'll
No.
take care of it.
No.
So I can
Yeah.
basically
Why
talk
not so
to Mr. Woolley about where you want the signs and we can move forward with that.
Yep. Yes.
So just to be clear, because the drawing doesn't, I made this drawing years ago. I provided all the signs and all the cones for the past 7 or 8 years.
Oh.
Thank you for
Thank you,
your
Jeff.
service. Kevin
But-
forwarded me this, so I wasn't sure where.
Yeah,
got
it came
it
from me, because
Okay.
it was
Good
asked of
job,
me.
Jeff.
The road that you're, which side of the road? Because I can't really tell, like, it's not marked on the drawing that you're
I
gonna,
understood it needs to be on the east side of Belmont.
all the way
No
from
parking.
Tiffany to
Down to the Four Corners.
Wait.
the Four Corners. On one side?
On one side of the
Yes.
road.
Which side?
It was the lake side, if I'm not mistaken.
East side, yeah.
East side of the road.
Yeah, that would be the
Lakeside
closed
is
side.
the
Yes,
closed
Yeah.
the lake side is the closed side.
Okay. Yeah, we can, between him and we can have enough cones.
So we'll reach out to you guys and then.
I would just laminate some no parking signs and bring a
Yep.
stapler, or I can bring a stapler.
Okay.
Yep. And if you need stakes, Bobby, I know I have some stakes as
Yeah,
well.
I got.
Yeah, we can
Yeah, I
find
got it.
stakes.
All right.
All right, thank you.
Not a problem, thank you. Okay, going on to citizens' concerns and comments. I know Richard Jones off of Lord Road sent a letter in too about the open top containers. But as I said, at this point in time, we spent pretty near 40 minutes on that conversation.
I have one citizen slash employee comment, a question. Am I able to work with this board to get some signage that might
I
help?
think there's some signage that was ordered that we had talked
Okay.
about.
I never pulled the trigger on the open tops are closing, but
Oh,
the
that
only
was-
signage.
yeah,
That was
I
the only
did-
signage that I
Okay.
had pulled the trigger on.
But I'm talking about like a traffic pattern, and then also like the household trash needs to be in bags now, so we need a sign for that.
Yes,
So can I work with you guys to
you-
make things more effective?
You can, but I would appreciate if you go through your chain of command, like
Okay.
talk to your foreman
Okay,
first and go that route and talk it over with Clinton and on what makes the best sense. And I know Clinton will support you.
can we do that, Clinton? Yep. Great.
Clinton will support you, then if
Perfect.
we need anything else, then Clinton can come to the board and we can
Teamwork would be
purchase,
great.
so.
I appreciate the
And,
teamwork.
and
Thank you.
I agree, you know, I know and I'm not gonna point fingers and throw stones. I know I've been to the transfer station multiple times talking about stuff and I always get this from both of you. And I wanna make sure that don't happen. You know, we're one team, one family, let's work together. Hey, we all make
That's
mistakes.
all I'm looking for is to work together.
We make mistakes on stuff and
And when there's 10 cars or 15 cars, you can't keep your finger on it. I mean,
Correct.
like nobody on the board, I think, is saying that the
No.
attendants aren't doing their job.
Nope.
Like,
No, we
It's-
understand
I've been there when 12
It's-
cars pull in and it's chaos.
And
Like,
trust me, I'm pretty sure the things that are getting thrown in there are when you guys are swamped, extremely busy, and the person says, they're not watching, and then it goes. And unfortunately, whether it's being watched or not, we still get penalized if the state comes down. I know they raised pretty good concerns about
And
collecting used motor oil there.
if the tables are turning, we got the fine, everybody will be looking at the board going, why didn't we do anything? And this
Correct.
is an effort to manage it, and if there needs to be some improved communication about traffic flow.
Right.
Let's use
But
this
there's
as
when
an
there's,
opportunity to improve the facility.
It is.
I would like to do
It
that.
is, and I'm not saying potentially, who knows? Maybe down the road, we can entertain the thought of bringing them back. But, and again,
there would have to be certain control measures.
correct,
Like that
there'd
were
be a
brought up here,
lot
all
of,
good measure,
a
all good
lot of
suggestions.
different controls that would have to happen. It would be a body, a person standing there when somebody goes to those specific dumpsters and watch what goes in and what goes out. Because we tried this multiple times with the simplest thing of wood products. You know, we can't take painted or pressure treated wood. And every time we turned around, what was happening? You were getting painted, lacquered, pressure treated wood thrown in there every time.
And it may not have been malicious, but it
No,
happens.
and it happens, you know, and that was another big thing that the state hit us up on. So, but yes, you work with Clinton, and if Clinton needs to come to the board, we'll do the chain of commands. Perfect. Any other? Yes, Clinton.
Next week, they're coming to take the trees down at the lake.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so.
Okay.
Did we get the dam inspection report?
I don't know, did we?
We had the inspection, but actually, no, I don't think we
The only
received
the only
report.
reason I was out there and there's some trees planted on the spillway, which
Oh, was
I'm
it
wondering
taboo?
if
Oh.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
taboo.
that was taboo. So
That was
I don't know
taboo.
if maybe
Probably
as
have
we
to
get
move
into
them.
fall, we could.
Yeah, we'll probably have to move those off the
As we
spillway.
said, it was okay to
Yeah.
plant, but
Yeah.
I didn't realize they were planting on the spillway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've spoken to Jean Marie
And there's
about that while
there is a
ago.
kind of scrub trees kind of on the back of that spillway behind the steel sheeting that they weren't there when the dam was done, but they sprouted up.
Oh,
I don't know if you can. They're not.
Cut them down.
Cut them down. They're 20-foot tree now, but if we get them now, it won't be
Okay.
a bigger bill later.
Yeah.
Right at the rocks, like
Yep. Oh, over on the side?
right
Yeah.
in the stream bed. Just hack that down.
Yep.
Okay.
I don't know if it's going to show up on the report, but it should.
Oh, I'm sure it will. Okay, any more citizens' concerns, comments? Okay, review and sign the orders. I don't think we need executive session.
No.
But
So,
there's a specific request from Dawn for Jeff to mention.
yeah, so we gotta review and sign the orders. Executive session Title I VSA S313A3 personnel is not needed. Again, I thank everybody for coming and talking their passion about the transfer station and the swap shop. I can sympathize and feel the pain for everybody because I'm no different. I have to take my stuff to Hubbard's and move on. I don't use the swap shop, so I do thank everybody for their concerns, their voice. And who knows what will happen in the future. But this meeting is adjourned.
Every morning.